Can money buy happiness? What do you think? Well, you can't just go down to the happiness store and say, I'll take $20 worth of happiness, please. But I will tell you that when I'm having a nice meal at my favorite restaurant, I'm happy. Massages make me happy. Mani-pedis make me happy. Staying at nice hotels make me happy. Trips to Hawaii make me happy. But all those things take money. And I remember a time when I couldn't have any of that. Back when I was a single mom and I was changing careers because of health reasons, there was no money. There was no massages. There were no mani-pedis. There were no dinners out or trips to Hawaii. But there was a lot of stress and a lot of tears. Up till then, I had been working one job, one source of income. When that job ended, I got another job. I was working in television. That's what we did. We went from job to job. And it never occurred to me to think about, what if I couldn't keep working? What if I couldn't just go on to the next job? Well, having just one stream of income is really risky. So you really have to have some kind of a backup plan. One thing that you need to do, we all need to do, is change the way we think about money. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, money is just numbers, right? Well, yes and no. They also say, numbers don't lie. Well, let me tell you, in the right or wrong hands, numbers can lie really, really well. Don't believe me? Ask those guys at Enron. Or ask the producer that is paying you based on a percentage of the profits. Always get a percentage of the gross. Well, actually, okay, it's not actually the numbers that are lying. It's the people or the corporations that are manipulating the numbers that are the problem. But still, numbers, money and numbers are not the same. Money is actually more like oranges than it is like numbers, and I'll tell you how that is. If I gave you a 1 and a 1 and a 1, then you have what? You got 3, right? If I went away for a year and I came back and I gave you another 1, how much would you have? You'd have 4. But if I gave you an orange and an orange and an orange, you would have how many oranges? 3. Not a trick question. But then if I went away for a year and then I came back and said, here's another orange, now how many oranges would you have? Well, you'd probably just have 1 orange because the other 3 oranges wouldn't have stuck around for a whole year. They might have rotted, or you could have eaten one, maybe spit the seeds out even and started another orange tree. Or maybe somebody came and took one of your oranges and ate it themselves. Well, that's more like how money is. You cannot just put your money on a shelf and expect to come back a year later and have it be the same value. Another thing you can compare it to is relationships. If you were in a relationship and you were treating your partner by taking them for granted and ignoring them and not taking care of them, how long do you think that relationship would last? Do you think they'd stick around? Money is the same. If you're not taking care of your money, if you're like ignoring it, taking it for granted, not taking care of it, how long do you think that money's going to stick around? Probably not for very long. I was once approached by a young man in the film industry. He wanted to get help with coming up with a financial plan that would give him maximum freedom of lifestyle later on. So we met up and we talked about where he was and where he wanted to go, what was possible for him. And we agreed on a plan and went to a lot of effort in lining things up. And when it came time for him to sign on the dotted line, he stalled and he wanted to see some more options. So we regrouped. We came up with another plan. We lined something else up. But then again, he stalled. Now he wanted to go back to the original plan, but with some adjustments. This kept going on for about a year. And finally I said, you know, you have a major fear of commitment. It's like you could be sitting across from the most amazing woman and you're going to be looking around the room to see who else is in there. And his eyes went wide and his jaw dropped. And he said, are you talking about my personal life? I said, I'm talking about your finances. He said, because you really nailed me. How you do anything is how you do everything, right? So you can change your relationship with money. You can work on it just like you work on your other relationships, hopefully. But sometimes you need a little bit of help from the outside.